Well, I have a friend who was not successful at all, but was really up and coming. And he had a thing. He would only fly first class. I'm not saying do this because for somebody it won't work, but he needed that mentally.
Right.
He wanted to fly first class because mentally he wanted to think he was the best and that's it. And even though he didn't have much money at the time, this is years ago, he would always fly. I used to criticize him, but it put him in a good state of mind and he became a very, very successful guy.
You see, my friend, people think success is becoming rich, buying cars, flexing lifestyle to get some cheap dopamine and a false sense of self-worth. Such a trivial definition, so fragile and stupid. Real success is control. Control over your time, your mind, your skill set, and your direction. Control over yourself first, and then the world around you. Money can't give you that by itself. Fame can't give you that. Talent won't save you either. All three can trap you if you are not already in control. Do you get what I mean, my friend? People can take advantage of you, manipulate you, and push you around like a pawn. Let's take these three for example.
And here comes Mike Tyson now, and as usual, he is all business.
Mike Tyson earned over $300 million, pure dominance, but without control over his impulses, circle, or finances. He got manipulated, drained, and went bankrupt. Britney Spears, global icon, millions of fans, yet she spent 2 years in a conservatorship, where she couldn't even control her own decisions. Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest minds in history, but he had no control over business, money, or partnerships, and was exploited repeatedly. He died broke, while others profited from his genius. Let me tell you something that is rarely said, my friend. You can be broke and successful if you are building control. You can be rich and a failure if your life owns you. What I truly mean by control is that it's not about being a relentless discipline machine. It's about conscious authorship of your own life. It's the difference between being the driver of the car and being a passenger, or even worse, being the car itself, just reacting to every bump in the road. I will explain more. Control as internal sovereignty. This is the core. It means your internal state, your peace, your values, your self-worth is not held hostage by external circumstances. For example, the broke but successful person. This person might be getting an education or building a business. They have a little money, but they have a powerful sense of agency. They are making active choices that align with the future they envision. Their lack of money is a temporary condition on a path they have chosen. They control the narrative of their life. They are the author. The rich but failed person. This person has wealth, but it controls them. Their schedule is dictated by the demand of maintaining that wealth. Their identity is tied to their possessions and status, creating a constant feeling of loss. They may be miserable in their career, relationships, or health, but feel they cannot change because the golden handcuffs are too tight. Their money owns them. They are a custodian of their wealth, not its master. What I mean by control too, it's acceptance, not just pursuit. Control isn't always about striving for more. Sometimes the most powerful form of control is conscious choice to be content. You can be normal. You can have a simple job, a modest home, and a quiet life. The lack of control will be to live that life with resentment, constantly feeling like you are missing out. blaming the world and yourself for your situation. The presence of control is to look at that same life and say, this is my choice. I accept myself here. I find meaning and joy in this simplicity. I'm not defined by a relentless pursuit of more or some type of greed. This is an active, powerful state of being, not a passive one. And by the way, your personal journey of control and acceptance does not exist in a vacuum. You are interconnected with others, partners, children, aging parents, and maybe friends. Your choices matter so much. If you are pursuing a dream with a little income, that's a noble form of control. However, if you have children who did not consciously sign up for a life of severe financial instability and stress, your control can become their chaos. You are in control of your sacrifice, but you are not forcing it upon them. Your choice may drag them down into a life of anxiety, stress, scarcity, and missed opportunities. In this case, true control will involve managing your dream in a way that minimizes the negative impact on your dependents. It means taking responsibility of their well-beings as a part of your life's design. And well, if you don't care about anyone, you are free in the end, and it's your choice. To be really short, what I mean by control is authentic, responsible agency. It's the power to steer your life according to your values, with a clear-eyed understanding of the consequences your steering has on the passengers in your car. It's not selfishness, it's self-ownership. It's not freedom from responsibility, it is the power to choose your responsibilities wisely. It is the understanding that the ultimate success is not a number in a bank account, but the quality of your inner peace and the health of the relationships you are building along the path you've consciously chosen. Success comes internally, externally comes later, almost automatically. You become successful the second you decide to stop living like a passenger and start acting like the driver. You stop chasing noise, you build skills, you commit to a direction, you discipline your attention, and you protect your time like it's your oxygen. Success is a system you run, not a prize you win. If you want the world to take you seriously, you start by taking yourself seriously. Not in the motivational, stupid sense, but in the practical sense. We are practical here, my friend. Success is control. Control is the root to freedom. Freedom is the foundation of power. And once you have power of your own life, the rest of the world becomes negotiable. If you are still here, then congratulations. Not because you finished the video, but because you actually stayed present. Most people hear truth like this, feel a spark, and then crawl right back into the cage they came from. And by the way, success is too big to be compressed into a few minutes. But the principles I gave you aren't theories. They've worked for centuries, and they will stay forever. The point isn't to become a historical figure or become the next Tesla. The point is to build yourself, to claim your own control, inch by inch, and day by day. Money matters, freedom matters, but don't worship wealth like it's your oxygen. And don't be lazy too, a lazy normie with no purpose. Be grateful for what you already have, for the people around you, for the small joys you keep ignoring, and still chase your financial freedom with discipline and intent. Life is too short, you know, so enjoy every small moment and listen. This video is basically like an enjoyable film for great minds. If you're a creator in TikTok or Instagram, take any part of it, cut it and use it and gain views. There isn't any copyright or restrictions. And before you go, subscribe, because in the next videos I will go deeper and heavier into versions of yourself you've been avoiding for too long. And remember, a man becomes what he repeats, a mind becomes what it consumes, a life becomes what it chooses. Choose wisely. This was Andy. Stay sharp.